My setup is falling apart. We're fine. Now we are it. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Giulia, and in case you didn't notice, I do builds in The Sims 4, and today's build is like one of my favorite builds I have ever done in my entire Sims career. Maybe it's on par with the Hogwarts castle I did, I think a couple of years ago, and also the wedding venue I did still a couple of years ago. Or maybe the Hogwarts castle was more than 2 years ago and the wedding venue 2 years ago. I don't know. You can check them out on my channel anyway if you're interested. But this one build, it's very simple. The shape is very simple. Everything is so super simple, but I really love how it turned out, and I hope you're going to love it as well. And also something that happened while I was recording this one is that at some point I was completely done with the build. Everything was ready. I also filmed the tour that I always include at the end of my videos, and then when I went to check my recordings, basically half of the build's recordings were gone. Completely. I don't know what happened. I even looked for them in like the computer's bin, but they were nowhere to be found, and that was so disheartening. So the footage you are seeing right now, that it's the start of the build and as well as the kitchen and the living room, I had to redo them completely from scratch, which was so incredibly frustrating because I spent days working on those and having to redo them. For sure it was faster. I mean, I already knew what I was doing and where I wanted to place things and such. Remaking everything was certainly not fun. But anyway, aside from this ginormous introduction to the build, I haven't even told you what I'm building today. And it is an Italian-inspired build after what feels like a while, because I feel like it's a bit of time since I've last built something Italian. I think maybe last year I did an Italian build. I don't know, I don't remember, sorry. Time is like such a foreign concept right now for me. It's passing by so weirdly, so excuse me if I cannot remember everything I've built. But anyway, I felt like building something Italian inspired, but also something related to the last expansion pack that we got, Businesses and Hobbies, which after a couple of months that it's been out, it's still a mouthful for me to say, so that's fun, that's nice. Anyway, yes, we're building something related to that pack, the business pack. This one is like a bed and breakfast situation. Now, obviously, you can use it as a residential lot or even a residential rental, I guess. But my idea was that it was like a very fancy and luxurious, I was about to say expansion pack. It's not an expansion pack, it's a building clearly. But I thought it was a very expensive and luxurious bed and breakfast or hotel or whatever you want to call it. It has, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4 bedrooms, so 4 guest bedrooms, and one room that also has a tiny kitchenette and a tiny living room that is for the owner, or at least in my head that was the idea. Obviously you can change this building however you want. I sort of imagine this would be like an amazing holiday escape for couples, so there isn't a lot for kids to do. Actually, there is nothing for kids to do because there's not even a toy or like a dollhouse or anything like that. So it's sort of like a more adult, mature thing. Obviously, you can come with your family if you want, but I don't know how much kids would enjoy staying there. But anyway, that aside, obviously, you can use it as a residential as well, so feel free to change all of the bedrooms however you like. You can make like offices or more bedrooms or kids' rooms, why not? It also has a ton of bathrooms. I think there are 5 in total, but it's not one for each bedroom because there is like a public one on the ground floor, and then a public one on the second floor. Two of the bedrooms have ensuite bathrooms and the other ones have to share, but I feel like it's fine. It's the Sims. They don't complain as much when they have to share bathrooms with another room, so I feel like it's fine. And we have company. This is my oldest cat. His name is Romeo, like Romeo and Juliet. Anyway, going back to the build. I'm very happy with how this one turned out, and actually I wanted to build it in Tartosa because obviously Tartosa is the word that is at least partially inspired by Italy, but I also had a vision for this particular one and I wanted it to be on the sea, like literally on the sea, and only Sulani has those beach seaside lots. Tartosa has a beach lot as well, but it's not on the sea. And for my idea, I wanted it on the sea. As you can see, I think it looks amazing placed here, even if the landscaping doesn't look Sulani at all. It looks more like a Mediterranean landscaping. I'm fine with it, and I think if you place this one in Tartosa, you might want to get rid of the boat and the deck that I've included, because obviously the Tartosa lot is only sand and this one has water. For my vision, I needed like a Tartosa lot, but like this one lot on the sea. And we don't have that. So I had to make do with what we have. And he's back. He just went away for a second and he came back right away. So welcome back. My favorite rooms in this build are the kitchen, the living room, and one of the bedrooms, which I think is the most luxurious one and is also the biggest one for the guests. It's the one on the second floor. I've used a ton of blue in this build, which is rare. Usually I'm like kind of afraid of colors. I don't usually use bold colors in my builds. I don't know, I feel like neutrals look way better in builds. I mean, that's just my perspective and my taste. Obviously, everyone can enjoy and like whatever they like, and they can decorate their Sims builds or their houses even however they want. And that's the beauty of the world, that everyone has their own taste. But anyway, I digress as per usual. I was saying that my favorite rooms are those three. In particular, the bedroom, I think, came out so incredibly pretty because it also has a balcony and an ensuite bathroom, and I feel like it would be the perfect place to have an holiday. Disclaimer, as per usual, I have 7 cats, so if you can hear some weird noises or cats meowing or cats playing or even this one that is currently purring, I'm sorry, apologies about that. Of course, there's not much I can do about it. They just are loud sometimes, and that's the beauty of cats, if you ask me. Anyway, in other news, I think next week we will get 2 new kits, and one of them has me very excited because it's a bathroom kit made by a CC creator. I think it's Ciboulette, and I love their things. I love their stuff so much. And it's so nice when custom content creators get to make items that will officially be in game. I'm so excited to see them. I've already seen some pictures and some screenshots, and there is a gorgeous bathtub and also a gorgeous plant, and I cannot wait to have those in my game. Cannot wait to build with them. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know, do you like it? Are you getting it? Or are you not as excited as I am? So let me know your thoughts. We've also gotten a big update. Well, it's not big, it's like an SDS drop, but we got some new base game items and they are pride related. I really like them. Obviously, inclusivity is so important, especially in video games where people can be themselves. And it's nice to get some new furniture. Obviously, we also got some new creative sim things, and I really like all of them. But mostly, we finally got a new base game bed. I cannot wait to do a base game only build using that bed because It's so much better than all of the beds we have in base game. They look so ugly. And I know, because I make a lot of base game only builds. So I feel like I'm qualified to say that base game beds are so bad. I couldn't wait to get a new one. And now please, can we get some more swatches for the existing ones? Because just one new bed, I mean technically there are two because it's a double bed and a single bed, but just one new one is not enough when you have more bedrooms. So please, at least give us more swatches. Now, going back to this build, because as always I sidetrack and I lose track of what I'm talking about. But I wanted to touch on some things. First of all, I'm using the tool mod by Twisted Maxi, which is a lifesaver. I love tool mod. It allows me to do so many things, to rotate objects, to scale them up and down, to elevate them or lower them, and it's such a useful tool for builders, and I cannot praise Twisted Maxi enough for making such a useful mod. You can find the link to download all of these mods in the description down below. You don't need the tool mod to download this build, so you can grab it from the gallery. My ID is Giuliabuilds, the same as here. I'm actually Giuliabuilds everywhere if you want to follow me elsewhere and keep in touch with me. I also always have the tray files in the description box down below. You will find everything basically in the description box down below. So check it out and let me know if you use the tool mod or if you use any of Twisted Maxi's mods. I also use Better Build By because it makes the catalog a bit more tidy, which is very useful, mostly now that we have so many packs in The Sims 4 and the build and buy catalog can be so chaotic. As per usual, I'm doing this quite a lot lately in my builds. I've also created custom stairs. I've used obviously the tool mod by Twisted Maxi to do this. I've used some debug base game pillars and I've rotated them with the tool mod to create a stair, and since they are debug, Sims can go through them and walk up the stairs because underneath I have included a real staircase. I show everything obviously at the beginning of this video, so if you want to check it out for yourself, just go back and rewatch it. I know it's a bit fast, but it's not difficult to do really, and I think they look amazing. They give so much more detail and character to a build, so I'm well known for doing this trick many times. Another thing I always do in this build is using gallery art. Gallery art are paintings painted by Sims in-game, like people have their Sims paint amazing gorgeous pictures and then they upload them as rooms on the gallery. I've also used gallery art in this build to make the kitchen counters. So I've used like a painted cabinet because I wanted like a green kitchen, and we obviously have green kitchens in the game, but I wanted a wood countertop. We don't have such a combination, so I had to create my own, and thank you Gallery Art for existing. Obviously you will find all of the names of the gallery creators in the video and also in the description on the gallery, so check them out, and I highly recommend using gallery art because it's such a game changer as well. I always say this in my builds, and I think the Sims team has improved with their objects, but I feel like gallery art is so much better sometimes than the art we have in game, so I'm obsessed with it. I couldn't build without gallery art, and I'm so thankful for the amazing creators for uploading this amazing art on the gallery. Please do check it out. You will not be disappointed. Of course, let me know what you think about this build. I'm so proud of it. I think it came out so good. I cannot wait to hear your thoughts about it. It's a simple build after all, but I feel like sometimes details can make such a great difference. I'm very happy with how it turned out. I really do hope you're going to like it too, and obviously I hope you're going to download it and have fun with it, because that's obviously the most important part. But lastly, the last thing I've added to this build, it was like a last minute touch because I had some room on the left side of the build, was a little pottery studio and shop. It's a shop as well because I've included like those shelves from Businesses and Hobbies, where if you slot items onto them, you can sell them. And obviously there is also a pottery wheel and like the oven thing, the thing where you can glaze your pottery. So everything is functional. I play tested it. I really do hope it's going to work for you as well, because sometimes this game can be weird and things can work for me but not for some of you, and that's really odd. But I mean, that's how The Sims is. Sometimes it's glitchy and sometimes it doesn't work as well for everyone. So that's the beauty, I guess, of this amazing game. The picture on the gallery of this build is so unflattering. It's so incredibly ugly. I'm sorry if it looks absolutely dreadful, but there's nothing I can do about, because it's 2025, but still we cannot change gallery pictures, which is a shame if you ask me. I think it's such a waste. We're actually at the end of this video and I feel like I've yapped for way too long about things that aren't related to this build. I do hope you enjoyed this one and let me know what you think. I really hope you liked it. If you did, obviously you can subscribe to my channel so that you will see all of my future builds and maybe also my past ones if you're interested. I make a lot of Italian builds because I'm Italian. Like this video if you liked it, and yeah, hopefully I will see you in my next one. Bye!